Emergency Management and Planning Newsletter, February 28, 2014. Topic, the Ukraine and the current issuance of the Cold War. We start. The problem with the Ukraine is that it is an example of poor leadership, where two or more leaders are expressing practice based upon power and not based upon mentorship, stewardship, or experience. In both instances, the leaders gained office because basically they were, they were put in office due to a form of a set-aside, political, social, economic, or other, rather than experience and demonstrated ability. And what happens, the people in the Ukraine are being caught in the middle. What the world needs to do in regard to this situation is that the United Nations needs to show leadership that it hasn't shown in many years in a unified front in supporting a democratic movement, as well as in supporting a non-political solution which is based upon direct management similar to that of the private sector, function and purpose, goals and objectives. Also, in regards to the White House and to the Kremlin in Moscow, both leaders are going to have to realize that this is not a matter of marketing themselves as the way someone would market someone for soap, as Humphrey mentioned in the 1960 campaign with Kennedy. The people need real results, and both leaders are going to have to realize that the showmanship and the Hollywood film presences of both need to change, and they need to actually become the presence that they need to be. However, in regard to Russia, the crackdown of Kazakh violence regarding what happened to members of Pussy Riot during the Olympics and others is not is a step backwards, as well as some of the current laws regarding restricting certain people. Although the aim may be to wish to protect a certain segment of the population, the method achieved is not appropriate. It is important that all people have equal protection under the law and under their constitutions, and that the constitutions are implemented based upon justice rather than hypocritical and dogmatic institutions. A second point in regard to the Ukraine as well as Russia is that the biggest crisis facing the world in emergency management in the coming years will be water. The ability to find water and to provide clean water to many people worldwide. Although in the developed countries it's not reached major proportions, it will shortly within a short period of time, because due to declining infrastructure, changing weather patterns, and also due to human-made ecological changes. For example, in many places in the United States and the world, the problem of getting bees to pollinate land is an issue now. Again, both the ecological issue and the issue with the Ukraine are regards to leadership. And as leadership errors are caused by the instance of command, to use a reference from Gene Roddenberry of Star Trek The Next Generation. However, the instance of command need to realize that the problem has to be solved, and they cannot keep parading in front of the TV cameras or doing pinups with their shirts off, or pinups with Hollywood actors and actresses. The solution needs to be done by direct management and applications of statespersonship, mentorship, as well as practice, scholarship, leadership, and practice. However, the people who are being played and taken advantage of by the situation in Ukraine and the rest of the world, they cannot wait any longer. It's going to take both leaders in Moscow, Washington, and executive offices to gain maturity, and for both of them to realize to drop their political machines. A coined term by John Cass of the Chicago Tribune regarding the political machines of Chicago, which needs to be dropped, as well as the political machines of Moscow and of the old Soviet Guard that need to be dropped, and restoration of full constitutional rights and privileges that were taken away in 1999 in Russia. And for the United Nations, it's going to mean basically really following their mission and not, again, doing set-asides or political favoritism. Because what will happen is this situation will eventually explode to other areas in the world, because other areas are going to face the same thing where people need leadership and need natural resources to resolve issues of daily living and quality of life. Thank you again.